And once you get big to a certain point, you don't have to do anything. All these big ass major artists, trust me, bro, because I'm on that level from a producer standpoint. I don't make my own fucking beats. I don't, you know what I mean? I got producers to do that. Just like they don't write their own lyrics. They got songwriters to do that. You're just a brand. It's a business. You see what I'm saying? Like, motherfucking Steve Jobs ain't the one making the computers, selling them shits at the Apple store. Like, you know what I mean? Like.
All right, here we go. Welcome back to the Kyle Beats podcast, the first podcast that I'm using the video setup here, and the guest with me today, a repeating guest, the one and only Taz Taylor. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, bro?
So a lot has happened since the last podcast we did. I actually just included it in the best of the podcast so far episode that I did.
Yeah.
I included a couple like random parts of it. And I realized that a lot. You've done a lot since in the past. That was what, like 10 months ago. And there's a lot of things that have happened in the last 10 months.
Yeah, was it 10 months ago? It was like 10 months ago.
According to SoundCloud, yeah. According to the SoundCloud post.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Which is crazy, yeah. It's crazy how shit fucking, I don't know. Anyways, recently you just moved to a new apartment.
Yeah.
You're kind of resetting right now. What's going on in your life, internet money in your life? What's been happening recently?
Hold on real quick. Can you hear them in the background?
Barely, not really.
Hey, Karuki. Yo, can y'all be quiet right there? Shit. So recently I just moved out the Internet Money Mansion, which I'm sure all your followers know about because you did like a video there and everything.
Yeah.
I moved downtown. I'm across the street from the Staples. If I could turn this camera around and show you, I would. There's like some anime expo going on right now, and it's like the block's flooded with like anime freaks like wearing like attires and shit. Yeah, it looks crazy. A crazy ass earthquake just happened like 4 minutes ago.
Oh yeah, right. A fucking 6.6, whatever that means. I don't even know what that means.
Bro, I was literally just laying in bed and the whole like apartment started like shaking. It was crazy.
Is that your first earthquake?
That's my first. I guess I'm like a Californian for real or whatever the fuck they call themselves. A Los Angelino. That was my first
Californian.
earthquake. Yeah, I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I moved out the house just because like I have an office opening August 1st. It's Soho House. If you've been to LA or New York, you know about like Soho House and all that shit.
Explain, what is that?
So Soho House is kind of like an industry thing. Like I guess it like it's been made out of that. It's like a place where like people go and like get drinks and like connect with like other people and shit like that, like in the industry and shit like that. But it's also they have like offices and shit. So like I think like Spotify used to be there. So like I'm getting like the old Spotify office.
Oh, true. And you setting up a studio there and stuff too?
No. Studio is gonna be in like Little Indonesia or some shit, whatever the fuck they like the little area is called out here, and it's crazy. It's like a multi-million-dollar studio.
Damn.
That's because I'm doing like a JV pub venture with somebody, and they're building the studio. So just a lot of shit going on. I feel like it was much easier. Me and Nick decided to just move into a crazy ass apartment downtown. Super nice, and this is kind of like where we're doing like day-to-day shit.
Yeah, Nick finally made the move to LA, huh?
Nick finally made the move, but he's not even here right now. He went back home, so like he'll be here for like 3 weeks, a month, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dope.
Yeah, tell me about the so you guys got the Lil Tecca song, right?
What, Ransom?
Yeah.
Yeah. We just did the Genius interview for that. It's pretty sick. It's pretty sick. Yeah.
How did that come about? How did Lil Tecca come into the scene?
I can't take credit for Tecca. Like I can't take full credit for Tecca. Tecca was like doing his thing before like we even started working with him. I wanted to sign Tecca, so I had my label deal with Alamo, and I wanted to sign Tecca, and basically like I could have signed him and all that shit. We were figuring out. They said they wanted to do it, but the label I was at, like who I was doing my JV through, didn't want me to sign him, wouldn't let me sign him.
Yeah.
So early January, I'm already in like fuck it mode with like the label I'm doing this JV with and shit, and I decide like I just want to start working with artists and developing artists and like doing projects and all this shit. So I was already a fan of Tecca's music. So I told him, I hit him, I'm like, yo, I want to do an EP with Tecca, and he responded back like ASAP, and he came out here like literally like 3 days later, and then just at the Internet Money Mansion, we just did like a full EP in like one day. So we did like 6-7 songs, and just Ransom happened to be one of them songs.
Damn.
And, you know,
how long ago was this?
It's like this was January, so like it's like Ian came along and all this other shit came along. Like we just decided to just release single songs and still like put out a project.
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope. That's crazy. What's like your main like focus right now? Like, what do you think your main like? Because I feel like you've been killing it. What's like your main like source of just like what you're trying to do, and just like your source of like income, and like how does that stuff like all work?
So I kind of talked about this last time I was on here. Pretty much just like I'm doing I'm trying to be an executive. I'm trying to be the best executive. Yeah. I don't really care about like making beats anymore, because that's so low, like lower level. There's so many people just like, man, I just want this placement, or I just want that placement, or I just want it. Once I work with this artist, I'll get the respect I deserve, or the notoriety, or whatever. And what people don't realize is like you could produce literally one of the biggest songs in the world, and you still won't get that respect you deserve. You know what I mean? And you won't have that respect until you either write the song like full 100%, produce a song, write the song, everything, or you sign the artist, and then you like, it's your artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to be a boss, in other words, to fucking
yeah,
and like run the shit yourself.
It's just like, you know, you get a little bit of taste of something. You're like, damn, like your whole life you just wanted this one thing. You get a little bit of taste of it, and you're like, this ain't even what I wanted. Like this isn't even like, you know what I mean? It's just hard to even like explain. But for me, pretty much, I'm just income and everything. We're about to do a major ass deal with Weight Supply, and it's gonna be competing directly with Splice in terms of like with the kit sales and everything like that.
Yeah,
we're already generating over like 7 figures a year off of like Weight Supply and like kits and all that shit. So just running that up, that's pretty big. Me developing artists and, you know, doing everything like that. There's a lot of money in that. It's really big because I'm executive producing everything. And then, you know, producing as opposed to executive producing, it's more beneficial and more monetary, like, gain in that than just, like, working on a beat and sending it. Like, you're helping write songs. You're helping structure projects. You're helping, like, every sonically aspect of, like, this artist you're in charge of. So.
How did you think you figured out that you wanted to, like, do that and go that route? Was it just from getting those placements and, like, seeing what goes on and being like, I want to do that?
I mean, I knew that from the jump because I was, like, talking to these big-ass producers everybody idolize. Like, this is the thing that people get fucked up, like, clout and, like, image and, like, all this shit that goes on the internet, like Instagram and Twitter. And you see these producers who everybody knows their tags and shit. But whenever they see me, it's a respect thing. They already know, like, I'm doing way more than they're doing. And that's not me being cocky. It's just, like, a thing. Like, I don't have to hold my nuts on people. So it's just, like, they already know I'm already doing way more than what they're doing. It's a respect thing. And, like, I make more than them. You know what I mean? So all the time, they're like, damn, Taz, like, you're navigating this. You're doing label deals. You're doing all this. Like, I'm just trying to get the biggest record out produced. How do I move over into that world? It's like Metro Boomin talking to, like, Dr. Dre. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just different levels of shit.
Yeah, like how did you learn how to maneuver through all that stuff? It's just fucking.
With me, it's just I never got satisfied, bro. Like I've had big records. I got like over like 40 fucking plaques right now. I got 25 in the mail still coming. So it's like once you get all these plaques, once you get all these records, once you got these Billboard songs, once you like take these meetings with these labels and see the other aspect, like A&Rs and what it takes to break an artist. The high isn't chasing a big record anymore. The high is chasing the artist that you sign that is like touring, merchandising, fucking putting out records, just overall their brand. That's where the real money is in the music industry. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's like the high I'm chasing right now. I don't really give a fuck if we're part of the number one record. I'm trying to. It's more like longevity than that. I'd much rather have an artist who signed to me who has millions and hundreds of millions of streams, not just be a part and own 3% royalty rate. Record. Yeah, on like.
But I feel like you see a lot of labels that just find a new artist, they sign them, blow them up, fucking huge, and then like the next year they're gone or something like that. Or like
well, see, all that comes from foundation. Like labels sign artists, and these artists don't have teams. They don't have people who's directing all their music, making sure everything's getting done that needs to be done. Like taking all the pressure and stress in of like building and developing an artist. Yeah, that's like the shit that I gotta take on every day. So like Ian Dior, for instance, like I'm the one in charge of Ian Dior putting out music. I'm the one in charge of like what songs that he's doing. Him having like a follow-up song or hits or making sure this shit's streaming well, all that shit is my responsibility. Once an artist has to put that on their shoulders, their plate, put like how they present themselves to the public through like Instagram and like styling, like all that shit, how they dress, how they look, how they talk, their image, everything, you kind of get lost in shit. But if you have people who have specific roles and jobs to like do things, so it just makes their job easier, that's how you build a career artist.
Yeah, that's crazy. I feel it. So what, like, because he's signed, right? Ian Dior signed to...
Ian Dior signed to 10K Projects, which is through like Elliot Grange, who's like the same label as Trippie Redd and 6ix9ine and Lil Nar and Kiera Love, the do-rag chick who like dances on Instagram and all this shit.
So you're executive producing all of his stuff.
Yeah.
What's the difference between that and like managing someone?
Managing someone is like you got to take much more. Like you got to handle touring, you got to handle merch, you got to handle. Being a manager, bro, is to basically be a damn babysitter. You gotta make sure your artist is like staying out of trouble. You gotta make sure your artist is like not getting fucked up, not being seen too much. You gotta worry about paperwork. You gotta worry about all this shit, as opposed to me just staying on like 100% the creative side and worrying about like songs and shit like that.
Yeah.
Which I'd much rather prefer that as opposed to babysitting a fucking artist. Which I mean, I don't get me wrong, I fucking babysit every artist I'm associated with. But yeah.
So do you like work? Do you get percentage of the record from that, or like how does that work when it comes to like?
I get a bigger royalty percentage and all that than a normal producer. Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, I was confused whether it was like fees or percentage or whatever.
But like you got so much shit coming in, you're not even worried about that. That shit is like, you know what's crazy is like we sell beats for like 30-40 grand a piece. Yeah. On the low side, 10-15.
Yeah, how do you work out? So all right, so how would you work out some shit like that? Like, if
it really depends.
Would you still send them like a whole
like if they put the song out and it pops off, without them clearing it, we're gonna tax the fuck out of them because they should have cleared it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Other than if it's just like some shit they hit us beforehand and they get it at a normal price as everybody else. Prices different, you know, it's different per artist and everything like that. Like the type of artist, the size of the artist, their fan base, how big they are, everything they got going on. I produced for one of the biggest artists in the world and made $2,500 off of it. So it's like
classic.
That's not shit. You know what I mean? Compared to like when fucking Lucid Dreams and All Girls Are the Same, we taxed them 50 grand for All Girls Are the Same because they put it out with Cole Bennett before. Before they even cleared it with us. And that's kind of what like helped cause like the Juice WRLD rift, was like the fact that like we did tax them. Yeah.
Do you think there's like a benefit for producers without lawyers or management or any team to be sending out beats or be sending out loops or anything like that?
I mean, bro, it doesn't matter. Like The only thing that sucks is whenever you do that, if you don't have no manager, if you don't have no lawyer, if you don't have no situation, you don't understand how the industry works, you will get fucked. Everybody I know in this industry at some point, producers, artists, songwriters, whoever, like, it's just like a thing. Like, you know how it feels to be fucked before. We've all been fucked on certain things. Some L's are bigger than others, but we've all taken L's at some point. You know what I mean? Like, Nick's first L was the Lucid Dream shit. Like, but that right there was like so big and so massive to the point where like he really had to hold that and like learn from that and look at it from a learning lesson as opposed to just like, damn, this is an L. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, 100%. I mean, that's what makes the W's is the L's.
Yeah.
That's what makes the wins. You can't win without any losses.
It's still lessons learned from them shits, bro. It's just like, like, all right, well, next time I know not to do this. Like, one of my biggest losses was Khalid's location. Like, I did the MIDI with this dude, what's his fucking name? Chris something. I forgot, bro. It's been so long. He was a trained pianist at Maryland, and me and him were working on songs for Trey Songz's Trigger album, and we worked on MIDIs over Skype. His name was like Mr. Mac at the time. Oh, Christopher McClinney, whatever.
Yeah.
And then what happened was, fucking location came out. It was like 2 million views on like YouTube, and I'm like, all right, cool. These are one of the MIDIs because me and him both sold MIDIs in packs. He was like, if I sell it in my pack and someone uses it, I'll cut you in on it. If you sell it and someone uses it, you cut me in. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what happened is fucking, I was talking with 6 Sense and all them because 6 Sense is the actual producer. Because some dude named Biggie Keys fucking used the MIDI and was just like, oh, this is mine. And so I told 6 Sense, and I'm like, no, that's mine. And so he gave me the percent that Biggie Keys or whatever had. And I was like, all right. And then come to find out my lawyer and manager, because it was whatever, like, I was still figuring out my percentage, so then I could bring Chris in and be like, look, this is the percent, we're splitting it, whatever. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they kind of, long story short, I kind of got a bunch of threats of like being blackballed and all that shit. This was like my first big major placement. I was still doing the Internet Money Tour when this shit was going on. I remember when you were talking about it. Having like wisdom teeth. Like, I just got all 4 of my wisdom teeth removed same day, and I'm in the car riding back to my mom's house, and fucking, because I was still living at my mom's house when this shit come out. And I got a FaceTime, and it's one of the motherfuckers just like threatening me, bro. Like, I work with so and so. I work with this person. I work with that person. I'll blackball you. How dare you ask me for this percent? And I can't even respond, bro, because I'm literally like ripping like stitches out of my mouth, like bleeding everywhere. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It was like the craziest shit. But like, long story short, they went behind my back to the Chris dude, cut me out because he was a classically trained pianist. They just got a video of him playing the MIDI. And like, oh no, this is his. And then he signed to like Khalid's manager or some shit and cut me out of it completely. But I was just like, from now I'm like, damn, this is a lesson learned. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy shit, dude. Like, that's what I try to tell people that because I get so many DMs that people just like, a lot of DMs are like, somebody took their beat or whatever and just downloaded it for free and they put out a song with it. And I think it's important just to, because like a lot of times it's someone looking for like a $30 lease or something like that. So I just tell them like, dude, ask them for the lease or just fucking move on, just because it's like, I don't know. It's those little fucking losses that you have to just fucking learn from and just keep going forward and try to fix it and then just keep going forward.
Yeah.
But
it's a really tedious and long process, because you know what I mean? Like, looking back now, like the shit I just talked about with the Khalid, that was a matter of weeks and maybe even months. But I just summed it up in a matter of 4 minutes. You see what I'm saying?
It's crazy.
And it's just like a bunch of waiting. You got lawyers, weekends, people ain't working, all this shit's just going on. You're just like wanting to kill yourself. It's the craziest shit.
Yeah. I'm always thinking about that shit when I'm thinking about, because like these past 2 years, taking care of my mom and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like doing all this shit, like there's been some stressful fucking days the past couple years, or I don't know, you're just freaking out because you're thinking about the future. You're thinking about everything you're trying to do. And it's so funny because I know I'm gonna look back and just be like, oh yeah, 2 years where I was fucking taking care of my mom for like 30-40 hours a week and then putting out videos every other day.
Right.
But in the moment when you're fucking stressing about it, it's just like, it just seems like
it feels like the biggest thing in the world. You know
yeah.
I mean? Yeah. But it's really like,
it gets told in the story in
yeah,
like 2 seconds.
Not really like that big of a deal in like terms of like aspects of your actual life. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
Yeah. Shit's crazy.
Do you feel like you're never gonna be satisfied?
That's so on the fucking nose. Yeah, I feel like that's the reason why like this shit just keeps getting bigger than what it is, and everyone's just like, bro, like I didn't even think it was possible to do shit like that. Like I'm about to do a JV pub venture where I'm signing producers to actual pub deals and like doing all this shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Man, it was crazy.
yeah, like no one else is doing shit like this. On an aspect of like actual producers, like the biggest I've seen a producer get is like they'll be like an artist. You know what I mean? And like it'll be like the Metro Boom and shit, all that shit. But I don't care about that. I could do that if I wanted to. Like I still like there'll be a point where I want to start DJing and doing all that shit like with Nick, and we'll do like an Internet Money DJ tandem or some shit, and like get a residency at Vegas or some crazy shit. Like it's getting to that point where we could do whatever the fuck we want to do. It's just about how we want to do it. Bro, I went and had meetings yesterday for fucking my own like weed brand. Like I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm doing an Internet Money weed brand. Like CBD oil, all that shit. Investing.
I take my CBDs.
There you go. Like just all that shit. You know what I mean? It's just,
what made you want to start doing that?
Bro, it's just you see the money in it. You know what I mean? It's something cool. Like
CBD oils popping.
You're in LA. You hear everybody talking about the best weeds that's out and every shit. Like right now, it's like runs. You know what I mean? So it's like
yeah, true.
You just want to be a part of that shit. Like I always want to be like I see someone do something like damn I could do that and do it so much bigger. So I just want to do it on a bigger scale, and I end up doing it.
No, I feel you.
But it's just like crazy thinking about shit at the point where like you meet with companies, and if anybody else want to go start like a weed company, that would make you pay like millions of dollars. Literally sitting there, literally told me, it was like, yeah, for someone to come in here and want to do what you're trying to do, it would have to like $2.5 million, some crazy shit. But they were like, because of the reach you have and the fact that you're talking to these artists and you're in with all these artists and you can, get this shit pushed globally upon a thing, we want to do a partnership with you. So I don't have to pay anything. I just use my name. That's the craziest thing.
Do you get approached by a lot of like people like outside of the music industry that are trying to like get these partnerships with all these artists? Yeah, and not even like into music, but just like
the craziest thing is like, because I travel. The craziest thing is like running into like actual sports players who like want to find their way in the music industry, like NFL players, NBA players, all that shit, whatever. Like, it's crazy.
I'm saying because for example, you guys have never done any kind of sponsored anything on YouTube.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? Like, do you just you don't really fuck with any of that shit? Because I know there's probably tons of like, I mean, now with all the just like leverage and industry shit and like connection to all these artists, you're probably getting like bigger companies that aren't like plug-in companies or shit like that, like real companies that are hitting you up trying to like, yo, can you get fucking,
well, like Image Line will never do some shit like that with us because they fucking Image Line hates fucking Internet Money. It's funny because we made them so much money.
Image Line Mafia.
Yeah, they fucking hate all that shit. But like, there's companies that do it. There's companies that try all that shit. It's just like, I won't do anything. I won't put our stamp on anything until it's like, it has to feel like it's from us, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
Yeah. There's so much shit I want to talk about that you would just be like, what
talk
the
about it.
Nah, I'm being real. That just like people don't even know that like this shit's possible. I got to keep a lot of shit like pretty vague for the most part, but just the fact that like I know that there's shit that if I just start like telling you about, like talking about, you'd be like, what the fuck? Like I had no idea.
Well, I mean, I know now. I kind of like, I don't know. I have enough of fucking life experience to see a couple Instagram stories and know that you're like doing bigger things now, because you were already doing big things, whether it was like the internet into and then into the placements and then into the Internet Money label and into all that stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you can, if you, I would love for you to talk about something. I
gotta fucking like tap dance around like certain shits because I am in like lawsuits, but
yeah, true. What do you think is it that makes people like make someone like you just take the next step? Like you succeeded first selling beats on the internet.
No. You know what's the craziest thing is the fucking fact that like people on Internet Money, because like I always get like whenever I go back home to Florida and I just feel fucking stuck. but it's like a release for my head. You know what I mean? Like I just like get to get away from LA and like all this shit going on, but I feel like I'm missing out on so much. Like that's like when my head starts working and the gears and everything, and like I'll be in the internet like group chat just spazzing like ideas
when
and all
you're in
this shit.
Florida, you're saying?
Yeah, and like
yeah.
Pharaoh Vice and like everybody be like, bro, what the fuck? Like tactical Taz like planning and getting shit out. Like it's the craziest shit you'll ever see. And I don't even like know how to control it, but it's just like people just see, like people in the team see it happen. They're like, okay, so this is the move now. This is what we're doing. Like I just have like so much knowledge and so much insight, and like I know how to put shit together and make 1 + 1 = 2 in the terms of like how to make us money, how to make us bigger. You know what I mean? Or like what the next move is that like no one else is thinking or trying to do. There's producers out there who are literally trying to copy what the fuck we do, but they can't because they're not. I'm 30 steps ahead. I'm 20 steps ahead. And they're just like seeing what we do, like, oh, we could do that too. All right, cool. Yo, we're looking for artists over here, blah blah blah. And it's like, what? Okay, bro.
Yeah, I mean that's like the second I stopped doing that and like trying to like be the B version of someone else or something else, like that's when I started. I like when you just come up with your own ideas and just start doing original ass shit. Like that's the best way to succeed. And then when you succeed, you're the only one that's doing it like that.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like, but yeah, I feel you like that. I feel like that's my brain is just fucking constantly going with different ideas of what I fucking could do. Whether it's like companies or just like everything, just on the internet or whatever. I'm just constantly fucking thinking of the fucking next move.
Yeah, bro.
Because no, I feel like I see people that, even in any kind of industry really, like not just music, but you see people that like you found them 5 years ago or whatever, 3, 4, 5 years ago, and then you look at them now and they're just doing the same thing that they were doing.
You talking about like internet producers and shit?
Yeah, that's one of them. And then like also I just see it on the internet, just on like any kind of like industry, like even like fucking gamers and shit. Just like doing the same shit.
Bro, I just been exposed recently to this like gaming world. It's insane. It is insane. Just because like we're affiliated with like FaZe and all them now through like the E and shit.
Yeah, is that one of the things you can or can't talk about?
I mean, I can talk about whatever. If I can't, you'll know. But
all right, yeah, because I saw you with FaZe Banks.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
He's from Boston, right? He's from Boston. He's from. He wears a Red Sox hat.
He's from Boston. He's from what the fuck is the place called? You know, it's on the tip of my tongue. He has it fucking tatted on his fucking hand. But
really?
He's from there.
I'll take a look next time he's on.
Yeah, whatever.
I see him on a video.
But yeah, he's cool. Everybody really fucks with Ian really heavy, and then it's just like in turn like them fucking like whenever we were in like Rolling Loud, they pulled up, they came down there to Miami. It was just like funny as fuck. Like I don't know, it's just cool. It's fun. We went to like a couple like FaZe parties over to like the big ass house and everything.
Yeah. I follow all that shit.
It's just like a different world, bro. You know what I mean?
Like the gaming space.
Yeah.
Do you ever think about? Because didn't you say something about doing like internet money, gaming something?
I wouldn't mind branching out into that in time, but just right now, bro, with like how busy shit is, like I literally.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
I don't have time to like juggle that shit.
If you got into the weed thing, the CBD thing, like would you have someone else kind of like be the head of that project type of thing?
I don't think so. I think I'll pretty much run it just because I know like what's the outcome from it. You know what I mean? Like obviously things that like make more money or are bigger get pushed to the top as opposed to just passion projects.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit's crazy though, my boy. You missing out on a lot by not being over here.
I know, dude. I'll be there one day.
Yeah, like fucking like it's just like little shit. It feels like we're literally like stuck in a fucking matrix at some points sometimes. You know what I mean? Like last night, like Ian dropped this song with Trippy and we're in my fucking apartment and then just I look over and he's on FaceTime with Trippy and Trippy's like, bro, this shit's hard. We're gonna go hard on the video, blah blah blah. I love you. And he was like, I love you too. And like they hung up and I'm like, What? Like, bro, like, what? Like, this is crazy. Like, in a matter of 4 months, like, this shit's gotten big as fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he's getting booked on, like, Rolling Loud and shit now. Like, it's fucking major. It's massive.
Yeah, his songs on, like, Promoting Sounds and shit fucking kind of blew up.
Going up. Like, bro, we'll be out in Fairfax or Melrose. And, like, me and Ian and even Nick, like, it gets like this. Like, people want to, like, take pictures or, like, dap us up or some shit. Like, it's just...
That's crazy.
It's crazy. Every time we're out, it's just like, yo, Taz, or, oh my God, it's Ian. And like little kids will follow Ian around malls and wait for him to like turn around. And this is just like the craziest shit.
Yeah, like how did he get going? What was the first song that he put out that kind of got him?
See, the thing is like February. So listen, I'm in flux with this label I'm with. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing the Alamo Internet Money shit. They wouldn't let me sign Tecca. I feel like I can't do anything. So I just started like, all right, cool. Well, the same way we like blew Juice up and like started producing all his shit, I just want to do that with other people because I can't technically sign them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just want to help develop artists and work on all their music, and whatever happens, whatever. So this kid comes out here, is Ian, and we just start running that shit the fuck up. February 1st was like his first day out here. And then it's just like, he dropped Cutthroat, and then we just started dropping a new song every week. And then it just started getting crazy numbers because, you know, I was pushing it, Nick was pushing it organically, fucking, because Nick was doing the shit on Twitch with like Ian's vocals and everything. That got the attention of T-Wop, which is FaZe's like video editor or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, so he showed it to Banks, and then Banks reached out to Ian, and then like
he was just watching Nick's live stream.
It was like crazy. It was like super random. Now I see that all the time. Like there would be people that would be like A&Rs, big ass people at labels who just follow me and Nick and like, yeah, I seen you like mention this kid on your your story. Like, what's the deal with him? I'm like, bro, this kid has no music out. And like, yeah, so like, what's the deal with him? I'm like, bro, what? It's like crazy. But
are there any good A&Rs out there?
There are good A&Rs out here, bro. I feel like, you know what? It's crazy. Like, I'm not gonna say that because that's just very like selfish, and I don't want to get that coming across at any point. There are good A&Rs out there. There's also bad A&Rs who just feel like because they schedule like a producer and an artist to get in a studio session, that like they A&R'd this record, and it's like the biggest disgusting thing I've ever fucking seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, I told fucking Nick Mirror and I told fucking Ian Dior to get in the studio. So technically I A&R'd this record. Oh my God, this is crazy. And it's like, no.
Is there like any kind of benefit beside like they're on just like a salary or something, right? Like,
yeah, salary. The thing, you gotta understand. You know what's wild, bro? So like I was going around with Ian on these meetings and shit. Like some of them, just like it's like people would ask like, what's the deal with the music? And I would just like explain the deal, what's going on with the music, because I executive produce everything. And I would meet A&Rs at literally almost every label. It's like, I'm like, oh yeah, like how'd you start doing this? It's like, oh yeah, I DM Juice WRLD on Twitter. And like that's like his whole story of like how he got on. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Like
you got on because you DM Juice WRLD when he was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so that's how A&Rs like stick around in the industry. They kind of take credit for shit that they didn't really do. Like, I was first on him, or I was the one behind that record, or I was the one behind this, and then labels just be like, all right, cool, because they need hits and they need this, so they just feel like they're gonna trust people who are behind big things, so they'll just give them jobs.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
But there's like real A&Rs out here, like fucking like Orlando Wharton from fucking Atlantic. He's a real A&R. Like he signed like PNB Rock, he signed A Boogie, he signed Kodak, he signed X, like he signed like all this shit. You know what I mean? Like he would go in the studio. Like a real A&R to me is someone who will like put them in with certain people, studio sessions with producers, figure out their type of sound, help with like the aesthetics, help with like all that shit. Be in the studio sessions with them, telling them what's fire, what's not fire whenever they're recording. You know what I mean? Like actual shit, not just like schedule a session and not ever show up.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's fire A&Rs out there though. There's a lot of shit ones for sure. It's just like a big mix. Someone called me the best A&R in the world yesterday. A very big person in the music industry. I can't say who, but that was
Really?
the craziest shit I've ever heard.
That's dope.
Yeah, and that's kind of like my goal right now. Just because like I want to bring back actual development. No one's really developing artists anymore. From like I'm talking about to the way they look, to the shit they wear, to the shit they tweet, to the music they make, to every single aspect of an artist's career. I'm behind a lot of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just
it's crazy,
world.
dude. Just thinking back to the vlogs that I watched of you and to see where you're at now is pretty just like to hear how you're talking and just so fluently, just like you just know everything about it. It seems like you just know everything about the whole fucking industry now. And
you know
just
what's
like
crazy, bro? Like
3-4 years ago, you were just doing PayPal and fucking
which
whatever.
if I didn't do that, if I didn't do the what I'm doing now is pretty much what I did on a bigger scale. You know what I mean? Like I was developing brands. Like I developed like the Brick Flair brand and all that shit, and like I sold it to Nick, or I helped develop like Nick. Like I built Nick up. I built Internet Money up. You know what I mean? So it's just like the way I built Taz Taylor up is like the same thing I'm doing with these artists now. It's like if I didn't do that on a smaller scale, like SoundClick and YouTube and Type Beats and Internet Money and
100%. It's all stepping stone.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing here right now. The thing that kills me is there's people who don't understand how to build brands and they just see me doing it and they're like, oh, I could do it because Taz is doing it, but they don't understand like the lessons and the shit I had to go through to learn to get here right now.
And you just had the foundation, not only like with all those skills and the brand and everything like that, but you were also able to make, as a producer, able to just make a good amount of money in your own way.
Yeah,
so
like I remember being on the internet, like remember, bro, like I used to sit back and think like, wow, I made $100,000 in a year. This is crazy. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, wow, this is the type beat producer. This is you know, Superstar. This is whoever. He makes $100,000 a year. This is, oh my God, what?
Yeah.
That's like what, $8,200 a month or something like that. Bro, I made fucking like $450,000 like last week, like literally in one day, and I did nothing to do it. It was like the craziest shit. Like it's just like I don't know. Bro.
See, like where does that come from? That like how did you do that? How did you make that money in a week?
I'm doing song deals. I'm producing on the other side of like. It all comes down to just executive producing, bro. Like once you can build artists and develop and make songs and everything, labels will throw any dollar amount at you, any dollar amount, because it's if they don't throw it at you, they got to pay taxes on it. You know what I mean? So it's like, why not spend this money and at least like take a shot, as opposed to just like saving this money waiting on a perfect thing that may never come. And if the year runs out and you don't spend any of that money, you got to pay taxes on it.
Yeah.
But me and MJ were sitting outside last night just talking, because like he lives here, well, not here, but like in LA. So he's been pulling up like
a podcast with him.
Yeah. He's been pulling up like every day, just like working on shit. Just because like for the longest, I would tell MJ, because you know me and MJ were like up here, like we were like Taz Taylor and MJ Nichols like level.
Yeah, I remember.
And then like so there would be like egos getting in between this and everything, and I was just on this side like, MJ, bro, I promise you, bro, if you fucking just shut up and listen to me, what the fuck I'm trying to tell you, your life will change, like everything. And it was just a bunch of like, no, I built this on my own, I'm gonna do this on my own, I'm gonna go do whatever the fuck I want to do, fuck you, because he always felt like I was trying to like tell him what to do type shit.
Yeah.
But like over time, like he seen that like Taz was just trying to help me and trying to get me where I needed to be, because he seen shit was changing on the internet and like, you know what I mean, like just all this shit. Like I was trying to take everybody to the next level. Like whenever like Beat Plug and all these people on Internet Money, the reason why we all fell out is because like I was like, all right, well, y'all got to sign to Internet Money, because like we got to take the shit to the next level. I'm trying to figure this shit out, and they didn't want to sign because they didn't want to feel like they were signing under somebody. And the people who did was like Nick and Side Piece and all these people who are just like really loyal since day one. You know what I mean? But me and MJ were outside last night. And he's just like talking. He's like, bro, like to see it from everything, like to see how far you come. He's like, Taz, I just want to tell you, like, I'm proud of you, bro. And I'm like, I'm like, I'm super weird with shit like that because I don't know how to take it, and I don't know what's like the best thing to respond. So I'm just like, I appreciate it, bro. And he's like, no, like you gotta understand, like I was there from, I remember you living in your mom's house, selling type beats on the internet, like doing all this, to like having Elijah, my son, and doing all this shit, moving out, still doing type beats, but like building Internet Money and the brand up and all that shit. And he's like, and to see where you are now isn't nobody else in the music industry doing what you're doing. He's like, it's the craziest shit. And just to see it every day, like, it's the craziest thing to witness. It's just like crazy to hear shit like that from people. Cause when I'm in the middle of shit and focusing on something, like, I always feel like I got so much more work to do and like so far to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't appreciate the moment.
Yeah, and it's like I use this shit all the time. I say this expression every time. Like, it's like being in the middle of a fucking hurricane. But, cause like the eye's calm and shit, but outside that shit is crazy.
Yeah.
That's how it feels. But sometimes when people say shit like that, like for me to actually look back and think about like how far I have come to like being here right now, that shit like makes me tear the fuck up. That shit's crazy. Because I never even look at it like I came from this point and now I'm up here at this point. And it's gotten now to the point where like, you know, like before, like I would argue on Twitter to like give producers knowledge and give them insight and do all this shit.
Yeah.
And I finally, I couldn't have really did that shit then because, I couldn't have did it then because I didn't show enough on my end to be like, shut the fuck up. Yeah, shut up. Just listen and just trust me, whatever. But now, like, bro, like, Jetson made it, who has one of the biggest fucking records in LA or in the world with Suge the Baby come out, and he's just like, bro, like, I want to do what you doing, bro. Like, what you doing, that shit's crazy. You know what I mean? Just shit like that. It's just, people just is finally taking notice of all this shit that I'm actually putting in. And I don't have to produce a record to leave a large impact on the music industry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very,
dope,
like,
man.
humbled by it. And people get a lot of my shit fucked up a lot of time. They think that, like, I'm a cocky person or I flex on people or anything. Like, I wear the same hoodies every day. I can show you my closet right now. I have a million of the same clothes. I have all this shit. I'm, like, a very humble person. I talk my shit, of course, just like anybody in my position would. But, like, I'm always down to help whoever as long as they listen. That's pretty much it. And, like, the Ian Dior shit and the Poor Stacy shit and the Prada Baby shit and all this shit that's going on. Even the Tecca shit to a certain aspect. All this shit that's going on is just, like, proof of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
Speaking of being humble, you just made your car pink.
Bro, it wasn't intentional. I promise. Fucking.
What was it? What was the reason for that?
So I seen Odell Beckham's car because I just bought this crazy ass car. Like.
Yeah, that car is sick. Dude.
Yeah, the car's crazy.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Were those black wheels stock? I was meaning to ask you that. Those wheels that you got
was
with
not. It's like a crazy package. Like the rims are like $38,000 for like all four, like some crazy shit. So I'm just like, all right, cool, whatever. Like he sold me on it. I actually did a crazy deal, and I went to the dealership with the people from the label the next day, and I was like, I'm buying this car, and like, all right, like you know, you just got paid, do your thing, whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. So I bought it. Like it's like the craziest shit, like a crazy 24 hours. So I got rid of the G-Wagon. I bought that car. And it's black. Like, it was black everything. And I seen Odell Beckham's fucking, the Rolls Royce truck, or the Bentley truck, whatever the fuck he has. And, like, it's, like, orange. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
I've actually never seen it. I'm about to look it
up. So, it's, like, orange. It's, like, a crazy color orange. So I literally told this rap guy, I was like, yo, I want this same color orange on my car. And then come to find out, like, this the same type of wrap that Odell Beckham uses, like a Japanese brand or some shit. And, like, it's not like, covered on warranty or, like, what is it?
Yeah.
Like, it would take, like, weeks to get here type shit. So he's like, what color do you want to do instead? And I'm like, fuck, I don't know. So he's sending me all these different options, and Pharaoh Vice was just like, go pink. And I'm like, what? So he sent me a color. I'm like, bro, this is kind of hard. So I just haven't wrapped that shit pink. And it's kind of like, bro, I can't not drive. Like, I'll be driving down Fairfax, and I'll get DMs from, like, a chick or, like, a kid or whatever, and they'll just be like, it's hard not to fucking see you driving down Fairfax. Like, everyone sees my car, and they know it's my car. If I pull up at a red light, there's people walking in the crosswalks, they'll stop and, like, give me a thumbs up or a okay sign or some shit, and it'll be, like, the craziest shit. Like, it breaks necks when I drive by people and that shit.
Dude, I would hope so. That thing is
as
bright as they come.
Yeah, it's fire.
That's dope, though. What do you think is next? What do you think is your next, like, thing? Are you gonna keep running up the numbers on just like the executive producing and all that stuff, or do you want to maybe work on like building other companies off of it, or what do you think's next?
So right now, what I'm doing is I did Internet Money the label. I'm doing Internet Money the publishing company. I'm doing Internet Money a management company. What I want to start doing is I want to get I want to find a purpose for the Internet Money YouTube channel. Like, you see the cold shit going off, the Lyrical Lemonade, all that shit.
Yeah.
And it's hard not to be inspired by that. I'm like, want to throw your hat in the ring. So literally, I brought like 2 video guys out here, Karukis, that shit with like, you know, Tracy, all that shit, everything.
Karuki, I feel like I've seen his stuff.
Yeah, you probably
somewhere.
have. Yeah.
Follow like every video guy for some reason.
Yeah. And we're just gonna be doing like a bunch of like video content with like Ian and Stacy and Prada Baby and whoever the fuck else I want to do them with. Like, it has to be Internet Money produced only, but we're gonna do it on the Internet Money channel, and like turn that into like a Lyrical Lemonade type shit. And then I want to do management. I want to start managing artists. I want to start managing actual producers and like doing all this shit. And not even like assisting them get records, assisting them to get to my point to where they can do the same thing for other producers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What consists of a Internet Money publishing company?
What do you mean?
How the hell does that work? What do you like? What does that infrastructure look like?
I can't even like tell you right now.
Oh, really?
Because we're finishing up the deal. I can't even.
I just don't know shit. I don't know shit about like publishing companies. I know what publishing is, but I don't know like what a publishing company looks like. Like,
so
to me, a publishing company is
from,
BMI
like
or some shit.
Yeah. There's like, or no, that's like royalties.
Yeah.
So like I signed to Mike Karen. Mike Karen August 31st, 2017. And he's one of like the biggest people in the music industry in terms of like
I know him.
Signing people and publishing and like doing all this shit, whatever. And like to come in and see like this person who signed you at this level, like you just want to be a producer, but Mike Karen was a producer. You know what I mean? Mike Karen was a songwriter. Mike Karen was all this. And he just got to this big ass point by signing artists, doing a fucking APG publishing, like everything publishing producers. And you just say like, I want to do what he's doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's got to the point where like me and Mike, like Mike would look down on me and like just treat me like a producer, but it's kind of got like eye to eye to where he's just like giving me helpful advice and tips and shit on like doing publishing and all these other different types of shit. It's a I don't know, it's like a crazy dynamic to even think about. I would go into details on like the deals and the shit that's like happening, and like what the splits is and everything. I literally cannot talk about that right now.
Yeah, no,
I would love to.
Good. I'm just literally
but the publishing shit. It's just publishing's like, you know, radio and all that shit. So like, if you're trying to sign producers for publishing, you go after big ass radio records and urban, big ass radio records and pop, and you find the producers who do that. You interview, you know, you see what's good with them, all that shit, whatever. I wanted to sign Jetson to a publishing deal, but my deal wasn't done in time to do it. I would have definitely threw a crazy ass bag of like $1 million plus, definitely for sure.
To who?
Jetson Made It.
Oh yeah.
Definitely would. I actually DM'd his manager TP, is my boy, and I was like, yo, I got $1 million plus right now for Jetson on the publishing. What's up? I got $1 million plus, and it's just my deal wasn't done in time for them. They went and signed to Sony ATV instead. I was gonna give him like his own label and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just super interesting because like there's so many different aspects of like all the music shit, like industry, internet, everything that just like you can't really learn it anywhere.
Yeah.
Just
you just gotta. The only way to learn it, bro, to be honest with you, is just to experience it. Yeah, like you're gonna get fucked at first, but that's your way into the industry. Like everybody has to get fucked at some point. That's how you learn.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be fucking people out there that's like, no, there's good people in the music industry. You only like, you know what I mean? Like, but you just don't know. It's not because you're getting fucked. It's like it's a process. But it's just like that's just a part of the game. You just gotta understand it to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many just different aspects.
Yeah, the music industry shit is. Shit. What are you doing? What's your plan? Let's talk about you for a second. What's your whole goal?
I don't know, man. Like I think right now, what I'm working on I think there's like an asterisk next to everything just because I'm here. So, in like December of last year, so the end of last year, my mom got a seizure and then she ended up breaking her leg. So we had to because her leg was broken and she got a seizure. She was in the hospital for like a month, which was tough in December. I posted like 2 videos the whole month, and then we ended up moving. Yeah, she's good now. Leg's better. She's walking again.
It's good.
But we moved to a house somewhere else, like the town over from where we were at, outside of Boston, and she has like a what's it called? She has like an in-law little thing on the bottom of the house. So me and my sister and her boyfriend, we rent out this house. It's like a nice big house. So my sister has her own floor. I have like the upstairs, and my mom has like the downstairs. So it's all one floor. So when she was in a wheelchair, anyways, she was able to. So I'm living in Quincy right now, in Massachusetts, outside of Boston.
Okay.
And I'm just working, just fucking putting out these videos. Like, I think I have a passion for videos and just kind of like telling my story that way. Like,
yeah. Do you feel like you're like losing your like desire to produce as much as, and like you just want to like do the video aspect of shit?
Nah, cause I think the music is the number one thing for me.
It's like the glue that keeps everything together.
Yeah, cause like I've done videos before, and like you get sick of it eventually. Like the thing that kept me coming back was like making beats, and I've been making songs too. I've been working on making my own songs and shit like that, and just putting those out. I have a music video I want to put out too.
So for most of you, where does like most of your revenue come from?
Right now, the past like 6 months, kits, sponsorships, YouTube videos. Kits is definitely number one.
Yeah.
Because I just slowed down on the beats just because like I just stopped posting beats just because I was just like, all right, well, I'm making money off of other things. I can, with the brand, I just hit a 250,000 subscribers. I was like, with the brand that I've built, I don't really need to make $30 leases. I feel like it's a waste of my beats. Like, can I do something else with this? And I've just been working on my own music slowly and just keeping the fucking content going. Just like, I want a podcast. I want a really dope vlog. And just like build up the Kyle Beats brand with like music, eventually go on a fucking tour or some shit like that.
Right. Smart.
Yeah, I think that's just like, and like I said, it's just like I'm still with my mom like 30 hours a week or something crazy like that. So it does get difficult. Some days I'm just like, all right, I need to just fucking get through this video and just get it out. You know what I mean? Just like fucking trying to just keep it going.
Bro, I couldn't imagine, bro, doing like the video grind and have to do all that shit. I'd fucking kill myself.
It's a hustle. I mean, if I didn't put in the work before all this, like learn how to edit videos and shit, and like all I had to do was learn how to be on camera every day, and now it's like nothing. Like I'd be shivering right now with this camera pointing at me for this podcast, like 4 years ago, because like I wouldn't know what the fuck to do, and like it's just experience just gets you.
I understand.
But yeah, I want to build that up and just fucking find ways to like turn this into something where it's not just in the producer niche, where it's something where it's just like I have my own songs and just build up my Spotify and build up the podcast and build up and just be like that all around fucking personal brand Kyle Beats.
That's smart though. I like that.
Yeah. And then see where it goes from there. I have things I want to launch off Kyle Beats. Like I want to do a clothing line and shit and stuff like that.
So is that gonna be called Kyle Beats, or you're gonna like
me?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna fucking be Kyle Beats.
No, I meant like the clothing
line.
Yeah.
Oh no. I have like other ideas for fucking what I want to call it, but
cool.
Nothing's fucking final yet.
So when you come back out here to LA?
I don't know. That's a fucking great question.
Man,
it sucks.
Come kick it out here for a week. Just come kick it at the house.
I feel you, but I don't have a week to kick it.
Oh, that's right. Like, you know, like shit going on with like your mom and shit. Yeah.
Cause like, so it's like when my sister doesn't work. You know what I mean? I have, so like she didn't work today or tomorrow, and then Saturday and Sunday she's working. So like from 2:30 to about 1 a.m. I'll be with my mom, like taking care of her and shit. Just because she needs like 24/7.
Yeah.
It's funny because the 6 days that my sister wasn't working, pretty much this past year, is when I came out there, and like fucking nobody was there. It was just Farrah Weiss and fucking Kuntosh at the time.
Yeah, Farrah Weiss is
Look at a good
actually
video,
he's going crazy right now. He's producing a lot of fire shit.
Really?
Yeah, like he's probably the most improved person in internet money in the past like month and a half. Like this shit's crazy.
I mean, he was putting in work, dude. Like he was fucking making hella beats at the house when I was there, like in between us filming and shit.
Yeah,
So.
nah, he's definitely been putting in the work. He's been doing this thing. Man, it's just Kyle, bro. There's so much shit that I would love to just tell you about, bro. Just because I want you to see like how possible this shit is, bro. Like even someone like you, like on this level of like doing shit, like people don't even know it's real until like you see someone doing it. You know what I mean?
I mean, dude, I'm a fucking dreamer, bro. Like that's the way I am. I feel like my people think I'm a very hard work, which is I've definitely instilled hard work in me, and just like made it happen.
Right.
But like I feel like my mind, I mentally just procrastinate a lot. I don't think it's the fact that I'm like constantly fucking thinking about the what if and like what it could be, and I'm consistently just daydreaming about that shit. So it just always brings me back because I'm not like consistently
are you like wanting
working.
to like move out of Boston at some point?
Yeah.
So like, what's your end goal? Like, you want to be like doing placements and all that shit, like, or do you just not even like really care?
I don't even fucking care about that, honestly. Like I've had opportunities to get little placements and shit, but I don't know.
Bro, you remind me of me before I found out about like the industry and like how big I could take this shit. I was literally just like, I don't care, like whatever, like I don't give a fuck. And then I was so close to like the Juice WRLD shit that like I seen it happen. And
Yeah.
That changed everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just want to build this shit up. And just like I've just seen what people do in like tons of different areas with just like content and just like the YouTube shit and the fucking and there's no one for me to really point at and say that's what I want to do, because there's no fucking producer that's doing what I want to do with just like I want to fucking I don't know, I don't even know what to fucking call it. I just want to have like 2 million fucking subscribers, a crazy like daily vlog series that's like sick and epic, and then just fucking have music that's got millions of plays and just go on tour and just make money, have a clothing brand, and just live my life making millions of dollars a year.
Yeah, but see, that's not gonna happen because once you get the millions of dollars, you're gonna want tens of millions of dollars. You're gonna want hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
From someone who's on that side of shit now, I could literally tell you like it's an addiction. It's like a high you're chasing.
Nah, I mean, someone told me that when I was broke, and they were right.
Bro,
once you hit it for a certain amount of money, you're just gonna want more.
Yeah, like I remember making my first sale off of Beats. It was $250. I thought I was the richest person in the world.
Yeah.
I never in my life made money off of anything. Like I dropped out of school in 7th grade. I never had a real job. You know what I mean? So like me selling my first beat was like the craziest thing in my head. And now I'm sitting here doing deals every day, like 500,000, 400,000, 450,000, 300,000, 150,000, and that's making in a single day. I'm just like, bro, this is crazy. But there'll be days where like that's not happening, and I'll be like, bro, I fell off. You know what I mean? It's like,
dude.
Yeah, and I'm like,
I'm the same way, bro.
It'll be so crazy.
I have one day where fucking like the fucking YouTube stats go down, or the fucking whatever fucking stat or money thing goes down, and I'm just like, fuck. You just have to fucking rebuttal and just come up with another thing.
Yeah.
And just come up with the next best thing.
I guess the best thing for me, someone at like my level doing the shit I'm doing, is I can't see my shit every day. You know what I mean? Like there's no like YouTube algorithm chart I can look at. Like, and also like even like when it comes to like money, like I couldn't tell you the last time I opened my bank account to check how much I had, because it's just like I just have business managers just handling my shit. And then if like I'm spending too much, I'm like, yo, you need to chill. You spent like fucking Like my bills every month is like $45,000.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, you need to chill and blah 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 whatever. And you know what's crazy? Like actually talking to like Banks at FaZe, like I'm FaZe Banks in the music industry. Like the way he like helped runs FaZe and do all this shit, like keep their whole team together and do everything like that, and like makes the bigger plays and does all this. That's literally me.
Yeah.
So whenever me and FaZe like Banks met up, we're like, it's like the Spider-Man meme, like what the fuck, like bro, I see what you're doing and you see what I'm doing, blah blah. Blah. It's just like crazy.
It's crazy shit, man.
And we're gonna
I don't know.
We're gonna do another podcast in 10 more months, and it's gonna be, and then I'll be out of these situations that I could talk about, and it's like you're gonna think that so much crazier shit has happened.
What category is the situations in?
Like right now I'm trying to buy out of my well, not trying. Right now I'm buying out my Alamo deal.
Yeah.
Just cause like
that's the Internet Money one, or do you still have a pub deal?
Yeah, I have a pub deal with APG.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I will probably never get out of my whole entire life. Like, because I will always,
But
like...
that's unrelated to executive... Is that related to
Nah,
executive
none of them
producing?
are all tied in. Like, I could go get a management. I could manage an artist. I could sign an artist. I can... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could go do an artist deal. I could go do a pub venture. I could go do all this different types of shit. There's no stopping on, like, the shit I can do. I'll probably always be signed to APG from a pub deal standpoint, but I'm not complaining. You know what I mean? Like, the deal that I took on my pub deal, me and the team, we talked, bro, the other night whenever Nick was here and MJ was here and all this shit was going on, we literally had to talk about this at like 6 in the morning. We talked for like 4 hours. So from like 2 a.m. to like 6 in the morning. And we were just like breaking everything down. Like, that was like that was the sacrifice. Like, I sacrificed my pub deal off the rip to get the foot in the door for Internet Money to get in these sessions.
Yeah.
And like just like do all this shit. You know what I mean?
I feel you, dude.
Yeah, doing that is kind of like what made everything kind of start impossible happen. So no one's kind of did shit as quick as I've done it. I did a pub deal August 31st, 2017. I got a label deal. I went from being a nobody producer in the industry to owning a fucking label in 6 months. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, for people out there to think they're like, oh, that's normal. That's not normal by any fucking means.
No.
So I ended up signing a deal that just like, it's not what I wanted with Alamo. Like, what I wanted to do is not what I'm doing. I'm not going to get into the little details of, like, why, but...
Yeah.
Kind of it happens to do it just, like, I'm the big boss. I know I'm the fucking boss. I know what the fuck's going on, and I don't like people who have literally been handed everything in their life try to tell me what the fuck to do because they feel like they know more than me when they don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
One thing people don't know, bro, is like I'll smack the fuck out of these fucking A&Rs. I'll smack the fuck out of these executives, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck. I've threatened to drive my G-Wagon through like motherfuckers' offices. You know what I mean? Like, I've threatened to slap like lawyers. Like I've literally, like, motherfuckers talk about like Suge Knight. Like, I am Suge Knight in this shit. Like me and Bird, how we moving this shit. Like, it's like real. It's like real shit.
So does your manager like? He's involved with like all the executive producing stuff too. He's involved with everything.
He just like manages what I got going on. But like every day I talk to him, he's like, "Oh man, what else you got going on?" I'll tell him, he's like, "This shit's crazy." And like, well, me and him will have like little times where we talk about shit, and it'll be like, Chaz, like, you understand, if you never beef with Ninth Wonder on Twitter and I never seen that shit, we wouldn't be here right now. Like, this is crazy that all this stemmed from just you like saying fuck you to Ninth Wonder and Static Selector on Twitter. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy shit to think about. Like, everything had to happen to line up perfectly. Like, that's why I feel like this is just like fake. Like, it's supposed to happen. Because how else does this happen? I would have been blackballed already. You know what I mean? But like, so much shit. It's like, I'm still here.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. For sure. It's a crazy thing. It's a crazy world. This industry's crazy. It's like, you know what? I literally said this shit to somebody. I literally can't go back home to Florida right now. And it sucks because I'm sacrificing time with my son. I'm sacrificing time with all this shit. Like, my son just had to come out here. Because I just can't go home. It's like, you ever seen Inception?
Yeah.
So, you know, like, when they were, like, doing the dreams and shit, and they can make whatever they want in their world. Whenever they had to go back to reality. Like, it's you can't. Like, it's like you feel like you're missing out on so much.
Why can't you go back? Just because you want... There's too much going on in LA.
Yeah, there's too much going on. I got my hands in it. It's like, here, I can do whatever the fuck I want to do.
Yeah, do you think that, like... Do you enjoy that chaos, though? I feel like that would be a really big problem for me. It's just like, when you said the... I mean, maybe you'd adapt to it, but, like, even when you said the business manager thing and, like, all that stuff, I'm just so fucking, like... I just, like, do... The main reason I do what I do is because of just, like, the freedom that comes with it. Like, that was the way I was from the jump, like, with all this shit. Like, I just wanted to make a business and have some sort of income so I could just live my life on my own terms and not get a fucking job like every single other middle class person I grew up with did. Yeah. Just, like, they're all just working stupid jobs they hate in cubicles, making fucking $40,000-$50,000 a year, just, like,
okay, so
getting shit faced right now, 4th of July.
Yeah, those people who are in the cubicles, whatever, they're working for someone who is like me now. You know what I mean? Like a CEO of a fucking company, got all these different faucets and moving pieces, and their job is to help keep shit in order, so I don't have to worry about it. I got a business manager, I got assistants, I just have interns I hired, like, doing all this shit. I have producers who keep hits coming in the door. I'm running the sessions, like, telling people what to do. I got artists.
So you worry just about the higher level shit, the shit you want to worry about.
Exactly.
True.
Listen, bro, if I really didn't give a fuck about this shit and I was only in this shit for a check or whatever, I could go to fucking Barbados or the Bahamas or whatever and just chill, bro, and be good forever.
Let's do it.
I promise you, I could do that shit right now. I could do whatever the fuck I wanted to do. I could just not give a fuck right now. But I'm in this shit every day, fucking knees to the dirt, hands down. I'm fucking grinding every day, bro, like working towards some crazier shit. And it's just like, the thing that keeps me going is I like doing shit that no one else expects me to do. And finding that high of shit, you know what I mean? Like, I turned down a fucking TV deal. Who the fuck? I turned it down. Who the fuck does that? I do that. It's like some crazy shit, bro. Like, the world right now is a crazy thing. I wish everybody could see what the fuck I see and, like, what goes on. Because then people have more respect for what I do. Like, I still get my fair share of hate. There's people out here who fucking hate me. There's producers out here who think I fuck all my producers over and fucking fuck my artists over and do all this shit, whatever. But it's like, all that shit stems from jealousy, bro. I've seen artists who are literally getting ringed out from everything. They don't own anything of theirs. Anything. I've seen every aspect of it. I'm actually like developing and doing all this shit that no one else is doing. It's a crazy dynamic.
You see the Russ and Joe Budden interview that just happened?
Yeah, I seen that shit. But see, like, Russ is like an anomaly. You know what I mean? You can't sit there and be like, all artists need to own this and do all this shit and everything, because, like, it doesn't work like that, bro. Like, Russ can only speak like that because he did the unthinkable. That's just like me being selfish and sitting there talking about shit and talking about, like, producers are supposed to go do this. Not every producer can do what I do. Not every artist can go do what Russ did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's plenty of artists who signed for $50,000 in pocket, and that's how they got their way into the industry. They took a bad deal. Sometimes you gotta take a bad deal. Sometimes you gotta take a L to be able to go into the fucking club or welcome into the fucking party or be able to, you know what I mean? Like, that's just how it goes.
Everyone's got their own route.
Everybody has their own route. Everybody has their own path. The only thing that you could say is just, like, make it out there for people to understand that it's possible, but that's not an end all be all for every person. You know what I mean? And the thing that kills me with Russ is, like, everybody says that, like, Russ does this or Russ does that, Russ does that. So you feel like you got to write your own records. You feel like you got to produce your own records. You feel like you got to engineer your own fucking record. You don't. And no one does. Nobody in this music industry does. Everybody, and the whole thing also is like the industry plant shit for other artists everywhere. Everyone's like, this kid's an industry plant, this kid's an industry plant, this kid's an industry plant. People can't call E&D an industry plant. And the thing is, I'm involved in every situation, so I see, like, what artists are actually being like told what to do, being bought clothes, being bought all this shit. You know what I mean? And it's like y'all are so focused on Ian when that shit's like the shit that happened was purely organic. Like the shit with FaZe was organic. The shit with Trippy was organic. The shit with all this shit was organic. He didn't sign a label and they said, here, do this. Like, they wanted to sign him because he blew himself up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They should be focusing on these people that be riding their dick because they're cool. They're focused on Ian, call him an industry plant when it's just like, the kid's not even a fucking plant, bro. Like, there's people that are like, baby goth, all that shit, whatever. That's plant. That's planted. All that shit's like, whatever. This Ian shit is not whatsoever, bro.
Yeah, what do you think the definition of an industry plant is?
But it's because everybody's an industry plant, bro. Eazy-E was a fucking industry plant if you think about it in terms of that shit. Like, he didn't write his own records. He wasn't told what to do. Was he authentic and he lived that life? Yeah. But, like, Dr. Dre had to do line for line with Eazy-E. Ice Cube wrote his fucking records. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, they were telling him, like, if you do this or you talk about this or you act like this or you portray this thing, will make you'll be on. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody in a certain aspect has had help from somebody. I remember there's fucking, bro, like, even like learning and like stealing people's shit or using shit, whatever. Like, there's videos of Kendrick literally looking up, like, how can I model myself after Eminem? Like, that's self-awareness and brand thinking, development, like all that shit. It's just not like you wake up, I'm Kendrick Lamar, I'm this fucking nice ass rapper. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of development that goes into an actual artist to get to that fucking level. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's true.
Everybody in some aspect has had help.
If you have the fucking resources, you should.
Yeah, bro. That's the reason why. That's the reason why the song, the job title songwriter exists. That's the reason why the job title stylist exists. That's the reason why the job title fucking manager exists. A&Rs exist. Like, if it was just all these artists just being fully like creative and all that shit, you know, I've dealt with this recently with an artist. So an artist literally feels like whatever these other rappers tell them is what it is, face value. So, like, they think that these artists are all, like, fully creatives and they do everything themselves and, like, you know what I mean? So whenever I'll come in and I show them behind the fucking curtain and I'm like, look, none of these motherfucking artists do them shit themselves and they're having a hard time adjusting with it. You know what I mean? Because, like, they want to be so creative and they want to show how artistic they are. But the music industry isn't about art. It's not art. I hate people who do, like, this is art. Like, music's an art form. Yes, it's an art form, but this isn't art. This is the music business. No one's saying, like, this isn't the music hobby. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just gotta understand how it moves, bro. Like, I look at the music industry like it's wrestling. Like, people who know wrestling know, like, Vince McMahon, like, he helped develop Stone Cold. He helped develop Bret the Hitman Hart. He helped develop Shawn Michaels. Like, he told them how to look, how to act, their attire to wear, what like their catchphrases should be. They told The Rock what to do, to like, do you smell what The Rock's cooking, like all that shit. They're like, yo, you should run with that. That would be funny. Like, people would attach to that. That would be great. That's the music industry, bro. Is there real shit going on inside of the music industry? Of course. But a lot of this shit is just what it is. And people need to just... instead of, like... It's like people who go watch wrestling. They know it's fake, bro. They know, like, they're not really hitting. But the thing that intrigues them is, like, the storylines and what's going on. You can enjoy the music and just know that, like, all this shit's manufactured. You don't have to look at it like, this artist really wrote this word. They invented a new word. They invented this beat. Like, what? Shut the fuck up. Like, it doesn't matter. All these artists that y'all love, they have a team full of creative directors literally telling them what to say. Literally telling them what to do. Literally saying, hey, no one's wearing this brand in a while. You should do this. Hey, you should do that. You should do this. It happens. So industry plant is everybody. In a way, bro. Like, it's real. Like,
yeah, no, I feel you.
and once you get big to a certain point, you don't have to do anything. All these big ass major artists, trust me, bro, because I'm on that level from a producer standpoint. I don't make my own fucking beats. I don't, you know what I mean? I got producers to do that. Just like they don't write their own lyrics. They got songwriters to do that. They don't pick out what they wear. They got designers to do that. They're not in charge of their art design. They got fucking, you know what I mean? Like, creative teams and shit to do that. You're just a brand. It's a business. You see what I'm saying? Like, motherfucking Steve Jobs ain't the one making the computers, selling them shits at the Apple store. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I think Russ just says that just as a way to, like, validate his...
I feel like he just likes hearing himself talk. There's a lot of shit behind the scenes with Russ that you would just be like, all right, well, that's not organic. All right.
Yeah.
How'd you get one of the biggest booking agents? You know what I mean? Like, shit like this, you'd be like, that's not organic at all. No one could just walk into fucking Kara Lewis' office or whatever and be like, fucking, let's go. But it happens. I just feel like he just likes to hear himself talk. People just want to feel like they're better than other people, or they're more self-aware, or they're like more authentic. That's what people don't understand, is like authenticity in this shit is rare, and the people who are as close to authentic as possible are normally the ones that go up the quickest and best.
Yeah.
But no one's authentic.
It's a crazy business, man. What advice would you give to someone that's trying to be top industry producer, we'll say, listening to this right now, and they're like, man, I want to be fucking the hottest I want to be Tay Keith producing all the hottest hits right now.
There's levels. Like Tay Keith, Metro Boomin, all that shit, don't run yourself dry. You know what I mean? Like, don't make the same beats over and over. Find a way to stay hot. You got to keep putting on new artists. You got to keep doing this shit. You know what I mean? I feel like what keeps internet money fresh, as opposed to, like, I'm not going to name no one else's name because I don't want to start up no beef. But, like, other producers who are just, like, big names, but because they just stay on what's hot at the time. They don't develop new artists. In order to stay hot continuously, you got to be the one running this hardest sound consistently. Like, we did Juice WRLD, we did E&Dior, we did Lil Tecca, we're doing, you know what I mean? Like, we're running this shit. As opposed to just like, yeah, we got on from doing Juice, cool, we're going to go work with Future. Cool, we're going to, you know what I mean? Like, we get those records anyways. But it's not like we're just trying to work with the hottest thing out. We're known for developing artists. We're known for breaking artists. And that's the reason why we'll be around longer, because everybody's going to be looking to what we're doing next as opposed to just like what we're doing now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think it's more beneficial for someone coming up to like try to build with a artist that doesn't have a name?
Bro, that is the best way. And I know no one wants to hear that because they always want to look at like, okay,
so it takes the longest.
Yes. So how much am I getting paid? What is going on with this? I want to be working with this artist. I want to be on this album. I want this plaque. You know what I mean? But all the plaques we got, a lot of the ones, bro, just from like midis or samples or loops. We wasn't really affiliated with those, like building that.
Yeah.
The shit we're a part of building, we're just now getting plaques. Like Ransom's about to go gold. Like Juice WRLD, all those plaques, that's from real hard work of Nick and DT and the team, just like helping him find his sound and developing this shit and doing all that shit together. You know what I mean? So for being like an actual producer, there's levels to that shit. If you want to do that, don't run the well dry. You got to keep putting water in that motherfucker. And the water isn't by working with people who's established already. They're going to come because they always want to. You got to understand. There's aspects. There's artists who's on already, and they want to find that new hot sound or new hot song because they constantly need hits. And then there's artists who are always thinking forward and new because they don't have the looks of fucking the biggest artist in the game, so they got to find ways to be creative to get seen. And as those artists get bigger, the bigger artists who are already established, who needs hits, is going to keep plucking from them. So they're gonna keep taking producers. They're gonna keep taking all this shit. Like, you don't see Tay Keith work with Black Boy no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he went off and started working with Travis. He started working on that. Tay Keith's my boy. Like, I fuck with him. Like, I respect everything he's doing. But I'm just saying, like, you got to understand that producers and the longevity of this is much more. So the more you keep developing new artists and just keep showing it, like, here's an artist that I built.
Yeah, now you see that with artists that pop off, and then they pop off and have all these certain producers on it, and then the next album, it's just like the classic producers that are hot right now.
Yeah.
Fucking on the next album or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy. You guys got your hand in both sides right there. Developing then brand new artists, and then fucking with the midis and the loops, just getting these fucking hot records with like the poppin' artists already.
Yeah, like I could, like, bro, we didn't know that we were on. Yeah, we know that we know that we were on Uzi's project because we were at Rolling Loud in December. Me and Nick, and Uzi performed it. He performed the fucking the song, and we didn't know what it was, but we stayed quiet about it and we're smart and we're like, okay, he's.
Did you find out by hearing him perform the song?
Yeah, we performed it at Rolling Loud. That's the only reason why we knew.
That's crazy.
What's the producer's name? Fucking Working on Dying used Nick's loop. So them like using that, me and Nick was like, should we say something? I'm like, no, let's not say anything, because let's let them put this song out, and then we'll come like, we produce this loop. This is our loop, as opposed to us tell them now and then be like, all right, cool, fuck you, no, or they'll go change it. You know what I mean? So it's like we knew, we just waited. So like we were just like, okay, this is cool. This is in the back pocket. This is fun. So just a little shit like we don't know when it's coming. You know what I'm saying?
Do people just like think that? I mean, I guess people do get away with it, but like
they don't think that they're gonna get away with it. It's just that they don't know. You know what I mean? So they don't see the fact that like they're not royalty free. And that's not a bad thing. Like, people get caught up in this shit all the time. Like, I don't want to use loops. I don't want to use midis. I don't want to do this. That's like an artist saying, I don't want to use songwriters. Like, bruh, shut the fuck up. There's no rules of music. The minute you figure out there's no fucking rules of this shit is the minute you can start, like, breaking the rules of music. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Who's to say a song can't be a minute long? Who's to say that there has to be 16 bar verses? Who's to say that you can't put fucking double hooks? You know what I mean? Like, there's no rules of this. As long as it sounds good, that's good, all that matters. Like, people who like look at faders when they're mixing, like, oh, well, this says it's like plus 2 dB, so I got to bring it down. There's no rules.
I always say that shit.
Mix by ear. Don't mix by looking at shit. It's the same way with music. There's no. Don't look at this like, how long is this song? Who fucking cares? Is it? I'd rather a song be shorter because they mix motherfuckers want to keep running it back, as opposed to just a song be 4 minutes and they feel like, no, that was enjoyable. What's
this
next?
Is a random question. I don't know if you know the answer to this. Does it matter on like streams? If say a song was a minute long, does it matter like the amount of minutes someone? I know like 30 seconds is when it counts as a listen or some shit like that. If you had like a minute 30 song and you kept running it back, would that be twice as good as a 3-minute song?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. That's dope.
But it's just like, people do that. People is like, let's keep this shit short on purpose. But I don't, whenever I'm making music, I don't do that shit. Like, I just don't care. Like, I just make music.
You think in 5 years we're going to have songs that are all 50 seconds long?
I don't think songs are going to get shorter. I think what it is right now is that we were doing like 3-4 minute long songs. Like, if you go look back at like even like the Metro Boomin, Young Thug fucking. Yeah. I forgot what it's called, but Metro Thuggin' or whatever. That's the name of the song. Whatever. Like, it's like a 4-minute song and there's like a breakdown with piano and all this shit, and it's just like we got to the point with like Travis Scott and all this shit where songs were so like structured out and they would have like switches up and breakdowns and everything, to where now people don't want to listen to all that, bro. They just want to turn up real quick and then keep it running back. Yeah. And keep it running back. But we're gonna get back to that point where songs start getting structured out. I don't feel like it's gonna get shorter. I feel like it's as short as it gets. It's just gonna go back to the it's just gonna keep fluctuating. You know what
trends, I mean? Dude. It's like phones get bigger and then they get smaller.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
But yeah, man, fucking, we got 8 minutes left on this little timer thing here.
Rapid fire. Ask me whatever you want to ask me.
I don't know, because, we've never had a repeat guest. Let me think.
Bro, I'll answer anything.
I asked you pretty much everything I fucking wanted to know. I don't know, man. What's your opinion on the fucking come up of a producer right now? Like what do you...
Like who?
No, like of a producer. Like, there's so many people that follow me that are getting into beats, starting to make beats, and just want to make... And it's like the stepping stones of it all. You know what I mean? Because like
that's just like it's like so like small to me, because I see the bigger picture of shit. You know what I mean?
I know.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about just like I'm talking about like in general, like producer, like to just talk about like producing shit. Like, it's like, you know. I
feel like if I asked you a question about type beats, you'd be like, "What the fuck?" Like, I feel like now you're so far past that.
I haven't sold a beat since August 31st, 2017. Online. Yeah. And people still ask me to this day, like, man, when are you doing another video for the channel of like how to sell beats online? And I'm like, bro, like, I went from making $30 a day or a lease, whatever, to making hundreds and hundreds of $1,000s a day off of the industry. Like, I could tell y'all some shit that would show y'all, but I don't know, bro. It's like,
was it hard for you to like let go of the beat sales to try to do something bigger?
Hell no, I couldn't wait, bro, because I knew I was good, because we got like wave supply and all this shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, doing kits and all that definitely made it easier to just be like, fuck this shit. Yeah, we're good.
It wasn't hard for me because I didn't have a YouTube channel. I was just selling them on Instagram. Yeah. I ended up making, like, before the YouTube channel, I was making like $1,000 a week. So, but if I stopped DMing people, it was gone from Instagram. So it wasn't hard for me. But I feel like,
bro, there's people who still like DM me and like email me and they're like, I got $2,000 right now, I'll buy this exclusive. I just ignore them, bro. Like, that shit doesn't even phase me.
Yeah, no, same. I mean, that's the thing, is like, your time is better well spent doing something else. Like, I have fucking companies that are hitting me up or people hitting me up for exclusives or whatever, but that time that you spend working on that could be time spent working on something else that's going to reach a lot more fucking people and do a lot bigger things. And
For
whatever.
sure.
That's what I always think about.
Yeah.
What the fuck is another like $2,000 going to do if you...
yeah, like I spent that at Beverly Center like an hour ago. You know what I mean? Like that shit.
Yeah.
Like I spent like $30,000 on artists, like clothes, like doing all this shit. Like that shit literally.
What do you think would be the most amount of money for you right now to fucking make a song with someone? If someone was like, I got this new artist, we'll pay you this amount of money to just help
because
make
I
the
know
song.
that we've literally built artists up to where they got millions and millions of dollars off of like their shit. Had to be a couple $100,000 easily.
Yeah.
Because we can build every facet and aspect of their like career through internet money.
Yeah.
And just being a affiliate. There's people
That's
who've got
crazy.
multi-million-dollar deals just because they were looked at as like internet money's next artist.
Yeah. That's sick.
Yeah, it's cool to think
I'll
about.
take
Like
it.
the power that we have is like astronomical, but I don't
Yeah.
abuse it. You know what I mean? It's like if you abuse it, it ain't gonna be around long. So you just gotta know.
It
when
makes
to, like,
sense
sprinkle
though, because I mean, like for someone fucking listening to this right now, that's negative 14 cents in their bank account. They're like,
yeah, they're
"Dude,
probably
what
sitting
the
there saying
fuck?"
like, "Fuck you, Taz," blah blah blah. No one wants to hear you talk about money all goddamn day. Shut the fuck up and go lose some
No,
weight.
it's
go do some
inspiring
shit.
though,
Shut
dude.
the
Like,
fuck up. Yeah,
it's inspiring as fuck. That's the reason why I even fucking pursued it, was seeing your PayPal statements.
Nah, I get that,
was
but
like-
you gotta see like all the shit that I caused by doing that. I changed the game forever, and I kind of ruined the game because I oversaturated it and made everybody feel like they were gonna make 100,000 if they started selling type beats, and that's the reason why like YouTube is oversaturated and all that shit. I was the first producer to actually show how much money he was fucking making,
Yeah.
and I fucked the
And
game
here we
up.
are.
I ruined the game, but if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be here now. And the game wouldn't be as big as it is. People wouldn't care about YouTube producers as much
Yeah,
as they do.
I mean, you may have ruined your game, the game that you were on, like the YouTube type beat shit but I don't know. I feel like now there's a fucking like niche of fucking people that are constantly following producers
Yeah,
that didn't exist before,
Yeah.
or where it helps you build these artists because of that niche too.
of course.
Because some of those people are producers.
Yeah. It's just I see the bigger picture. People don't want to see the bigger picture.
Yeah. But yeah, man, fuck. That was a fucking epic podcast.
Yeah, we gotta do
The
it
first
again.
video podcast. Yeah, we gotta do it again. Fuck, dude, what's on the horizon now for you? What are you doing?
I'm about to go cook some shit for 4th of July. Find me some
Let's get it.
baddies around
Happy
here
4th of
because, you know, we're single around here. Do something. Who knows?
Let's get it.
Make some
Thanks
money.
for coming on, dude.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. We'll have you back on. First video podcast of all time.
Hey, man, y'all shout out to fucking Kyle, man. This man Kyle out here doing the craziest shit with producers, like podcasts, all that shit. The best producer podcast out here. It makes me want to do podcasts. So shout out to my man.
Yeah, I was gonna
fucking
ask
Kyle.
you, bro. When's the fucking Internet Money podcast coming? I meant to ask you
It's
that.
coming. I want to figure it out, though. You know what I mean? I don't want it to just be about, like, producers. I want it to be, like, No Jumper type shit. So I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah.
And shout out to No
Yeah.
Jumper. Adam's my fucking boy. That's my boy.
Let's get it. We'll have you back on here when fucking you guys launch that.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Fucking- And I'll be the first guest.
Let's go. I'm with it, for real. But you got to come out here and do it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. Let's get it. Yeah. I'll fucking look at my fucking sister's schedule and see when the fuck I can.
No,
do
I'm being
something.
for real. Like, come out here, bro. Like, just come see this shit. It'll change your life. And even if it's not what you want to do, like, it'll open up your perspective of, like, what's possible
Yeah.
in the realm of producing.
Well, next time I come out there, we'll coordinate it so you're not in Florida.
I'll be here. I can promise you I'll be here.
All right, word.
All right, bro.
All right, bro.